Hey kids, welcome back to another episode of Old Man Plays CFL Fantasy. Tough week for me last week. I took VA and he got, as a captain with double points, he got me 6.6 and I got thumped. I think I got 66 points. And uh, Trey Colbeck, I believe it is, from CFC, uh, he he was 106, which wasn't fantastic, but more than enough to kick my old butt. So, bottom line though is I'm still hanging on to that 8th spot in the playoffs. And next week, this may be my last week talking about the league, because if I don't hang on to it, I'm out. If not, I at least get into the first round, and we'll see where we go from there. Big sad news in the CFL right now is that Larry Thompson, the new owner of the Elks, took over last year, has passed away at 65. I'm told it was complications from a surgery. I'm not sure more than that. Definitely our condolences here from all the CFL Outsiders to his family, friends. Hate to see anyone pass at 65. That's far too young. But it's also part of the reality of it. So, like life, football goes on. So, let's take a look at what we've got this week. We got the first game is Montreal hosting Calgary. Now, VA's back in there, and they had that hit on him that looked very concussion-like, the way that he reacted. He was doing the drunkard's walk trying to get up and whatnot. But they say it's a back injury, and he's ready to play. So, I guess we trust their coaching staff or their medical staff. Given that, though, he's up against that Montreal defense, which is really good. They beat him with McLeod, Bethel, Thompson in earlier in the season in Calgary. This is a game in Montreal. They may get up some points, so I'm certainly not going to trust VA again as my captain. Mills, people can run on that Montreal defense, and that could be a big chunk of what they're trying to do to soften it up. So Mills might be a very good choice here on the Calgary side of things. Other than that, someone like maybe Alfred, if he's cheap. I don't know that I would jump on any of the receivers, because even if they do well and Calgary wins this, VA just spreads the ball around so much it's hard to tell who's going to get it. Now, when we go to the Montreal side, and I guess I should say in both of these games, there's not a lot of changes other than VA's back in there, which was unexpected, and Alexander's back. If he wins this game tonight, he gets the record for 9 consecutive starts at the start of a career. So that's impressive. But he's going to be a little bit rusty, I would expect. And even when he's been in there, they haven't been blowing teams out. So I'm a little leery here. Philpott, maybe. Philpott might be a good one. I don't think I would go with the quarterback at all. The next game tonight, Toronto at BC. And this one, Arbuckle's back in for Toronto. It could be a bit of a barn burner. If he hadn't hurt his leg, I might be tempted to pick him. But I don't know if seems like they're rushing him back, trying to get him in there. So I don't know how well he'll do and if he'll play for long. Other than that, Brissett, I'm not sure where he's at. He might be a reasonable value play, and I think probably Herslow, definitely. And Polk, depending, again, Polk's back early. I don't know what the value is on him. If you can get him for somewhere around 9 or 10, it might be a very good bet. Other than that, though, not too many changes for them either. So we're basically going to see what we saw last week with Arbuckle back. And on the other side, BC is looking fairly healthy all the way through. Don't forget, Betts is, he's on 6 sacks for the last 2 games. So he's on a little bit of a roll. And that might be something to keep in mind as we go through this. Now, I think this week probably everyone's going to take Nathan against the Toronto defense. You got to give it you figure it's your best chance. Defensive, if nothing else. And then from there, who do you team him up with? Well, Hatcher or McInnes, they're both good. Eberhardt, it's probably a matter of price and what else you can fit into there. Now, I should have mentioned, I was hoping to get a running back out of this game. I was hoping Butler would be out again. I could get Horvath cheap, but I couldn't. Well, he's on there, but he won't be doing too much at all. Whereas I should have mentioned in that Montreal game, Stevie Scott III is, I think, about $4,000, and he's a starting running back, so probably worth saving some money there. Butler's back here. Broxton is back at tackle, which is good. But they have a lost Bellew at the back end, which could hurt with the way that Arbuckle's passed lately. So anyway, that's what I would do there. If you're going to go for a high-priced running back, Butler might be good. He is coming back. Will he be full speed? I don't know. But that Toronto defense is relatively easy to run against. That takes us to the next game. Hey, Hamilton at Winnipeg. And I mean, who knows? Winnipeg won last week with 3 passes, 54 yards. So I don't know. Kolaris is back in there. He may light it up. He may have a bad game. He may be out on the second play. I have no idea. I have no faith. As far as getting anyone from this game, Oliveira probably maybe has some good yardage, but they've been running him a lot more when Strevler's playing and less when Zach is in there. So that's a little questionable. Dembski usually gets catches, but didn't get even one last week. Mind you, they only had 3, so I don't know. And the other thing is, they sometimes hit Claricius out on that wide side when they go against some of the soft zones that are there. So he might be a thought. Oh, they've also got Jarrett Stearns back. So are you thinking, is he rusty or not? He was doing fairly well with what was going on. Wheatfield is out. So we'll see exactly where that all comes out to. Hamilton, on the other hand, looks like they're at full strength. Bo would be usually a pretty darn good pick here, but they've been running Bell hard, and he's been getting a lot of yards, and I think this is them saying, we're coming down to the playoffs now, time to start using this. Bell might be a good choice. Mitchell, I don't think you go wrong, but I don't know if he'll keep up with what Nathan might do out in BC. And then receivers, of course, you got Lawler, White. You got Keandre Smith, who's not quite 15K, I believe, so there's some options there. And then we go out to the Saskatchewan-Edmonton game. And the biggest change here for Saskatchewan is they still have their third-string safety, Kosciuszko, who's, mind you, he's played back there a couple of games pretty good, and Dalkey is now backing him up, and they didn't get Campbell back. Last time they didn't have Campbell, Calgary lit them up with Alford, and then last week, Exime got just picked on all over the place. So they've moved Sapp, who was the other first-time starter, over to that side now, and Exime's the backup. I'm hoping this all goes well. But anyway, with that said, Cody, to me, isn't a huge fantasy guy unless he starts running in some touchdowns. But maybe. And something that I think is a choice worth going to is either Julian Grant, if you want to spend some money, or maybe a cheaper one, Hilaire for Edmonton. They both play on that field side where Sapp is out there. They may be trying to take advantage of him, so that might be worth something. And on the Saskatchewan side, well, they get Emilus back, which is tempting, but he may have some rust to knock off. So I don't know. If I have to go for a higher priced running back, maybe AJ here. He's runs fairly well against the Elk. They may be, and Elk are basically, their line has been decimated. That Ceresna's out, Brinkman now looks like he's out, Robbie Smith is out. It's not looking great, and they're 2 linebackers. They're down to DeBlanco and Morganston, I think is the other fella's name. Morganson. Yeah, so they played not bad, but I have a feeling Saskatchewan can run here. So on that side, I might do that. They've also got Sean Bain Jr. back in as the returner, so I wouldn't be grabbing him. But Joe had, I think, 8 for 11 and about 60 or 70 yards last week, so he would have been fairly good. And Neild, I don't know where he's at, but he's been playing well for them and getting some long catches, and he seems like he's become very quickly a Trevor security blanket. So might consider that. So I'm kind of all over the place in this week, and I need to win. I think I'm going to probably look at, first of all, loading up on BC, or at least Nathan and one other, and then we'll look at from there. I'm going to see how cheap I can go on running backs and get anything worth doing, and then we'll fill it in from there. The last thing is, if nothing else, I'll take the cheapest defense I can find. So that's it. We're going to fire up, pick them on the old computer here, pick out the team, maybe for the last real meaningful time this season, and see what we get. Okay, here we go. So we said we wanted to get Nathan in at quarterback because I think everybody's going to have him. And then we wanted some running backs, and we wanted the cheapest ones that we could find. So let's do this by price and go the other way around. Flip that up there. So these are the really cheap guys here, and most of them are not going to get me much yardage at all because they're backups and everything. But I do not want to pay too much for one. So there we get to Stevie Scott. Okay. And then the next one that we get up to is Mac Mahone, who's a backup. Horvath is hired as a backup. Oh, look at this. Adam Boyd's not even playing this week. Brown is 8.8K. Well, I think I'm going to, you know what, I'm going to take a chance that Leak might do something nice there at 4K. If they get him in, you never know. He breaks through the line, he might get something. So that leaves me, I can team up my wide receivers now. It might be a scary strategy, but let's start with BC and see if we take Hatcher and McInnes. They're both up there quite a bit, but that covers off maybe a lot of the scoring. Leaves 17K for two more players, so that's possible to do. Over here, go to Toronto and look for Herslow at 12. That leaves me 5.9. And what can I get for 5.9 on defense? Got Ottawa, no. 4.7. What do I have here? I have 5.9, so I can afford BC or Hamilton. And you know what? Zach throws some picks, and so does Trev. So let's go with that Hamilton defense there, just because that's not bad. Leaves me 4K. It's a little disconnected and confuddled here today the way I've gone through this, but I think I like this, and we'll make Nathan the captain. So unless he lets me down again, but I'm guessing that whoever I'm playing against is going to have him too, so we'll see. So here we go. Hamilton Tiger Cat defense. Nathan Rourke out of the BC Lions as captain and quarterback. Stevie Scott III out of Montreal and Joanne Leak out of Edmonton are my running backs. My wide receivers are both BC, hoping that they have a big game. Keon Hatcher and Justin McInnes. And then Jumpin' Jake Herslow. There we go. Locked in. And there's what we've got. Wish me luck. I don't know. As usual, my normal disclaimer, there's my picks. Use them at your own peril. I'm still in the playoff picture, which means I'm not doing that terrible, I guess. Thank you for this. I will be back next week, whether I win or lose, because I'll play out the rest of the season here for anybody that's playing out other leagues or just playing through the season. So we'll get that all in. So this won't be the final episode yet, but we'll have to find out. Thank you very much for everybody that's tuning in. It's good to see the number of viewers, watchers, listeners, whatever, grow every week. I joke around a lot about the subscribe thing and try and keep it lighthearted, but it really does help a lot. The more the subscribers we get, the more people that YouTube points towards us, and the more we grow this channel. If you're enjoying what we're doing and it's helping you at all, or you're getting entertained from it, then please subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, all them things that the algorithm loves. And that's for both YouTube and your podcatcher. I don't know that you can leave a comment, but give us a good rating on the podcatcher, and definitely the subscribe part helps. I guess that's just about it. Big news this week. I'm still not quite settled in on that. No point talking about it here on this podcast, but it's been a roller coaster week, and I just hope that we get some fantastic Canadian football games this weekend. I hope they all come right down to the wire, and it doesn't matter if they're huge high scoring. I disagree with that thing that, we got to have many more touchdowns. Give me good, tight, competitive games. Keep me on the edge of my seat. Old man, signing off.